First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao-Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng-Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Thubten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the group practice in deity today, the greatly compassionate and merciful Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Simu, Danzen Katso, Tutan Siddhi, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everybody. How do you do?
Hola amigo, que quiero mucho. Scoin, Ichiban, Kimochi, Jumi, Yabi, Bring Bring, Konbanwa.
Before the group, the teaching, Dharma teaching, I would like to start with a joke. There are a couple who would love to have a son. After they give birth to a baby, it was a daughter, so they name her Bring a Brother. Taiwanese like to use this because they like to have sons, so bring a little brother. But the second child was also a daughter, so they give the baby the name Get Again, Get the Brother. And the third baby was still a daughter, so they still have hope, so they name her Get Again. And the fourth baby was still a daughter again. Finally, they give up. So they named the last daughter Stop Asking. Or, yeah, it means different thing in Chinese. It's talking about our Buddhist study or Buddhist practice is for a lifetime.
不是一次、
It's not just once
两次、
or twice
三次，
or 3 times or 4 times,
或者1年、2年，
or just for
3
1
年、
year,
4
2 years, 3 years, or 4 years.
有些人在修法的过程当中没有接受，
Some people have no spiritual experiences
那么
in
学
their
习
Dharma
突然停下
practices.
来，
So after trying, they stopped. But Buddha Dharma is not like that.
一生一
Buddha
世的事，
Dharma is not
不只是一生一世，
like that.
甚
It's
至于多生多世，
not just for this lifetime, but for many lifetimes.
不是遭到了挫折
It's not that when you encounter a challenge
就没有了，就断了，
or a problem and then you stop.
没有这回事。所以
That's not the
出
case.
发心很重要，
Therefore, your initial
长远
commitment
心
is
很重
important.
要，
However,
长远
the
的心
persistence and perseverance is even more important.
是完全
So our Buddhist
全心全意的，
practice is like
但是
that.
为
It's
什么要
wholehearted
全心全意呢？
and single-minded.
最主要的原
And
因是
why does it have to be
你
wholehearted
厌
and
见
single-minded?
轮回，
Because
而我
you
们不喜欢
despise
在这
or
个娑婆
you don't like reincarnation
在
or
六道
rebirth.
轮回中这样子轮转，
Because we don't want to be in the cycle.
因为轮回是苦。
Because
第一个
reincarnation or rebirth is suffering.
地
So you want to
是在
understand
所有人
about the ground of
不管
suffering.
是天人、
So whether in the heavenly realms,
恶鬼、畜
humans,
生，
hells, animals, hungry ghosts, they're all suffering.
都是苦。
They're all full of suffering.
认识了苦地以后啊，
Once you recognize the fact of the suffering,
唯一
then
的
you
方
want
法
to abandon
就是
this
要
rebirth cycle.
佛法能
And
够
the
让
only way is to
离开
utilize the Buddha Dharma in order to abandon the rebirth cycle.
最重要的。所以今天
That's
跟大
what's
家
most
讲，
important. That's what I like
为
to
了
teach
离
today.
开轮回的苦地，
In
所以
order
需要
to abandon the ground of suffering of the rebirth cycle, we have to eradicate our own karma
脱离轮回，
in order to be free from the rebirth cycle and to rise to the 4 sagely or 4
那么
holy
现在我
realms.
们进行
Now we will continue on the question and answer.
香港的莲花
Asked by
问
Lianhua San Yi from Hong Kong,
师尊慈悲，
Grandmaster,
或师尊讲
compassionate
金
Grandmaster,
刚
I have
颂
heard of
是
your
观
teaching
想
about Vajra chanting visualization of the
阿
Adharma
尔
Buddha.
玛佛太难观想，而且我没有灌顶这
But
一
to
尊
me, Adharma Buddha is too difficult to visualize, and I never received the empowerment. Is it okay if I visualize my
然后
Yidam?
就本尊放出白色的嗡，
And then the Yidam would
吸进
would
白
emit
色
a
的
white
嗡
om,
到丹田，
which is
然
inhaled
后
to the
变成
Dantian,
红色的啊，
which then becomes a red ah,
存在融化，
residing and melting at the
蓝
Dantian,
色的吽，
and the blue home is exhale. Is this correct? Thank you, Grandmaster.
他这个问题啊，在座的上师有没有人会答？
Any of the masters here, can you answer?
金刚颂是观想阿达尔玛佛吗？
Is it true that you visualize Adharma Buddha for the Vajra chanting?
我看了半天，所有的上师都是木头人。
All the Dharma masters are made of wood. They don't even move.
好，莲印上师回答。
Master Lien Yin, please reply. 因为你讲完了，但是没有人，因为没有声音嘛，那个麦克风没声音嘛。 Because there's no microphone.
哪边有声音的麦克风，拿给他一下。
Can you give him a microphone? Let him say it again. Thank you, Grandmaster.
皈依这个真佛中皈依根本上师，不管你修任何一个法，你只要把根本上师在头上观想清楚，每个法只要观想根本上师清楚的话，都是没有问题。谢谢。
As a true Buddha school disciple, you take refuge in the lineage root guru. If you visualize your lineage root guru in any Dharma practice, there should not be any problem. So now I would like to ask all the Dharma masters and Dharma teachers, was his answer correct or not?
我觉得是
师
尊就是代表一切的佛法僧，所以啊，我觉得是正确的，可以观想师尊。
Because Grandmaster represents the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, so I think it's accurate. We can visualize Grandmaster.
这个莲花善意，我今天这样子告诉你。
To Lianhua San Yi, let me tell you today, the answers from those two can be said to be correct.
为什么呢？
Why?
因为阿达尔玛佛
Because Adharma Buddha
金刚总持
is
金
Vajradhara.
刚总持，在密教里面的上师呢
That all the masters in Tantrayana
总摄三宝，
is the complete assimilation of the three jewels.
也是金刚持。
Which is also a Vajradhara.
阿达尔玛佛
I've said that in the past,
金刚持
that Adharma Buddha was a Vajradhara. The five Dhyani Buddhas are also the five Vajradharas.
金刚萨埵
Vajrasattva
是第七金刚持，
is the seventh
根
Vajradhara.
本上师
The lineage
是
root
第
guru
八金
is
刚
the
持，
eighth Vajradhara.
所有的上师是
All
第
the
九
Dharma
金刚
masters are the ninth
第九
Dharma
金刚持。
Vajradhara. The Dharma masters are the
为什么
ninth
根本
Dharma
上师是总摄
Vajradhara.
三宝？
So why the lineage root guru is the
因为
complete
根
assimilation
本
of
上师
the
的
three jewels?
意念，他的意
Because the mind of the lineage root guru is Buddha.
他嘴巴讲出来的
What
是法，
the lineage root guru says is the
他
Dharma.
的身体就是身，
What his body is, the
佛法
body
身三宝
is
的
the
本质
Sangha. So the complete assimilation of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The three
所以一个
jewels.
真正的具格的金刚上师，
So a
是
true,
总摄
well
身
qualified
三宝。
Vaja master is the complete assimilation of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, three jewels, which is the complete assimilation of the Vajradhara.
那么，你可以，其实阿达尔玛佛太难观想，
It is too difficult to visualize Adharma
错了
Buddha.
阿达尔玛佛很好观想，
That's actually wrong. Adharma Buddha is very
它就
easy
是
to
蓝
visualize.
色，
He's blue.
双手交叉，
Both hands are
金
crossed
刚
in
的
front of
手
his
双手
chest,
交叉，
holding Vajra bell and
全
Vajra
身蓝
scepter.
色，
His whole body is blue,
像虚空中
just like the blue sky,
蓝蓝的天那一种颜色。
the deep blue sky, endowed with 32 marks of perfection, the easiest to
没有什么不好
visualize.
观想的。阿达
So
尔
you
玛
cannot
佛
say
很
it's
好观想
difficult. It is very easy to visualize Adharma Buddha.
你太难观想，是要观想他的牙齿吗？
Is it because you want to visualize
观
his
想他的
teeth?
眼睛吗？
That's why you think it's hard? His
蓝
eyes?
色的佛的形象就行了。双
It's
手交叉嘛，
blue and the
金
look
刚
of a
总是
Buddha
很好观想。
and the two hands crossed. Very easy to visualize. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, it's difficult to visualize because Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is extremely beautiful. I could never imagine such a beautiful Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva.
然后，你可以由佛观想这个种子日，它的种子日进到你
You
身体
can
里，
visualize the sit syllable to enter into your body. Your lotus opens to become a
变成
plate,
一个日夜轮，
to become sun and
轮
moon
上
disc.
有梵字，
On top of the
它
disc,
的咒日有它的咒
there
日，
are Sanskrit syllables,
这样
the mantra syllables revolving. That's how you visualize.
这样子回答你莲花
So
善意，
now
不知
that's
道
my
满意不
answer
满意
to Lian Hua San Yi. Are you satisfied?
啊？这是第一个问题，回答的第一个问题。
That's the answer to the first question.
第二个回答的问题是
The second
马来
question
西亚
from
莲花
Malaysia,
如意
Lian Hua
问的，
Rui.
一心顶礼根本上师莲生佛法，
Wholeheartedly homage to the lineage root guru, living Buddha Lian
想
Shen.
问师尊，
Grandmaster, I would
弟
like
子
to
在
ask,
禅定里有
in
很
my
多不同的
meditation,
解
I
释
have several different
弟子
spiritual
的
experiences.
身体充满了气，
My body
气在
is filled
身
with
体
qi.
运作时，
When the qi is operating inside my body, it can reach all over the body.
有时可以导致
Sometimes
自己
it can
没了
make
意
me
念，也就是没有想念了。
have no
一直
more
想问
thoughts.
如果
My
入到
question
很深的
is
禅定时，
if you enter
自己
into
不
a very
知
deep
自己在
meditation
禅定，
and you don't even know that you're
会不会
meditating,
出不了定呢？
is it possible that I will
谢
not
谢师尊。
be able to exit from the meditation? Thank you, Grandmaster.
这个问题，你现在问我，我要反问你。
You ask this, now I want to ask you.
你
Why?
现在人还在不在？
Well, are you still here? Are you still alive?
如果证明你人还在的话，
If you're still living and alive, that means you can exit from meditation.
如果你现在你能够自己都不知自己在禅定，
If you don't even know that you're meditating,
如果
is
入
it
到
possible
很
that
深
I
的
will
禅
not
定时，
be able to exit from meditation when I enter into deep meditation? Of course you can exit from meditation.
我记得虚云老和尚，
I remember
他
the
在泰国的时候，
Venerable Elder Xu Yun. He was meditating in
他
Thailand.
一共禅定10天，
He was meditating for 10 days.
入定10天呢。
Meditating for 10 days.
当初以前虚云老和尚的师父跟他讲，
At that time, the
你
Venerable
到了
Elder
东
Xu
南亚
Yun's
热带
teacher
地方，
told him,
你打坐的入定，
you
不要
go
入定
to
太久，
Southeast Asia and when you
可是他
meditate,
到
don't
了泰
meditate
国，
too
天气
long.
很热，
He went to Thailand and
他
it was
禅
hot
定1
there.
天，
He
就有很
meditated
多
for
的
one
信众
day
过来参礼他，
and already many followers
过来
came
礼拜他，
and paid
因
homage
为
to him
很少人入定
because
1
there were
天、
very, very
3
few
天、
people
4
who meditate for
甚至
even
那
one
时
day
候
or
的
even
泰
2,
国
3,
国
or 4 days. Even the
听
king of
到有人
Thailand
入
then,
定很多天，
when he heard that there was someone
都
meditating
来
for
礼拜
many
他，连
days,
泰王都来礼拜
the
他。
king paid homage to him.
到了第10天的时候啊，
When he reached the 10th
有人
day,
用一个铃声敲了一下，
someone used this bell, ring a bell.
这时候他才出定。
And then he exit from meditation.
但是起来的时候啊，因为他双
But
脚莲花座，
He was seated in the double lotus position
因为
because
热带
it's
地
been so
方，
long,
他那个
and in the
脉
tropics,
被压住了，
the blood
血液
could
没有办
not
法
circulate. The
起来的
channels
时候，
was
以
pressed.
后会有危险。他走路
So when he walked,
一拐一
when
拐
he got up
走路
and
就一拐
walked,
一拐
then he
这是虚云
limped.
老和尚。
He started limping. That was the
所以
Venerable
虚云老
Elder
和
Xu
尚
Yun.
是禅定共生，是
So
很高的深
the
度。
Venerable Elder Xu
Nama.
Yun had a very
以前
great
我
power in
得
meditation.
过蜂窝性组织炎，我在台湾
I
的时候
once got
看到虚云，
cellulitis when I was in Taiwan,
那时候我躺在
and
床上
I saw the Venerable
他的
Elder Xu Yun.
脚
I was lying on
是
bed,
蜂窝性组织
and
炎。
my leg was swollen because of the
虚云
cellulitis.
老和尚在虚空，在
And
云
the
端之
Venerable
上，
Elder Xu Yun
他把
was
手
in the
伸出来
sky above the
穿
clouds,
过那个云，
and he extended his arm, passing through all the clouds, to my bed and give me blessings on my head.
我有虚云老和尚的加持，
So I receive blessings from the Venerable
还有
Elder Xu
药师
Yin
如来的水，
and the water from Medicine Tathagata
另外还有地神的水，
and the water from
就
the
是
Earth
那个
God,
地母菩萨
the
的水，
Earth Mother
给我加持，
Bodhisattva.
3种加持。
With these 3 kinds of
以后我这
blessings,
个蜂窝性组织炎才好。
then my cellulitis got
如果
cured.
没有那个加持，可能
Without those
脚要锯
blessings,
断，
perhaps I would
因为蜂窝
have
性
been
组织炎，
amputated
它如果这个肿不消的话，只
because
要让它往
the
上延伸，
cellulitis,
一定要节
if the
制，要
swell
把
did
脚
not subside and it continued to move up, then you have
虚
to
云老和
amputate
尚，
the
因为
leg.
他的血脉没在那一次
But the
禅定
Venerable
之中
Xu
没
Yin,
有通，
because of that meditation that time, the blood
以
did
后
not
走路他的
circulate
脚就受
well,
伤。
so his legs were injured, and afterwards he walked
我想，我们的这个马来
limping.
西亚的莲花如玉，莲花如玉
So Lianhua
你
Ruyi
如
from
果入
Malaysia,
到很深的禅定时，自己都不知道自己
if you
禅
enter into deep meditation and you don't know that you are meditating,
我
is
不知道你家
will
里
you
还
be
有
able
多
to
少人，
exit from
还是
meditation?
只有你一个人住在一个
I
家
don't
里，
know. Are you
啊一个
living
人
by
在
yourself
家里
in your house, or do you have
那就
other
是比
people?
较有危险性。如果
If
你
you
家里
live
还有
all
人，
by
一定
yourself,
会过来问你。
then they may be more
你就不会有
dangerous.
危
But
险，
if there's other people, then they would definitely check
就
on
绝对
you.
不会有危险。
Then definitely there will not be any danger.
如果你要禅定的时候，你告诉你家人我在禅定，那一天
Like before you meditate, you just let
你能够
your
定
family
一天是没有
members.
关系的。
It's
世尊
okay
是
if you meditate for one
禅定
whole day.
4个小时，
One time, Grandmaster was meditating for 4 hours.
啊，自己自然他就那个。有人问这个问题，也可以讲到出神方面。
Someone asked
这个
this
出
also
神，有
talk
人害
about
怕出神，神
leaving
出去了，
the soul leaving the body.
但是他一定有一个银色的链跟着出去，他是带着银色的链跟着出去。
But there is a thread, a silver thread,
到时候还是
following.
会拉回来，
Doesn't matter how far you
还是会
go,
回来，
it would still get you
不
back.
用怕。
So there's nothing to be scared of
跟着
when you
出去
leave out of body
禅定也
experience.
是一样，
There is always a thread
一定还有
connecting
一
you.
丝
The same with meditation.
线牵着你，
There will always be that thread
你的本
connecting
尊
you.
会叫醒你，本
That
尊
your
会把你
yidam
叫醒。
will also wake you up.
在密教里面，很少人入了定，
In Tantrayana,
出不了定的。
there are very,
如
very
果
few
你出不了
people
定，
who
或者出
enter
了
into
元神回
meditation
不来，
and cannot exit from
那
meditation.
还要恭喜你，
But if you enter into
因为你已经
meditation
成就
or
了，
if you leave
免
out of the
得在
body
世间痛
and you cannot return, then I would like to congratulate you actually.
免除了
Why?
你已经
Because
脱
you
离了
have been liberated.
你这个华
You
美
have
不要
leave your shell. You don't want this house anymore.
这个
You're
房子
free.
不要了。啊，今天师尊如果入定，
So today, if
不要
Grandmaster
这个房子干什
meditate,
么？
why do I want this house?
年纪越来越大了嘛，
I'm growing older and
又快过年了。
older. It's about the New Year's is
又要
around the
过年了。
corner again.
新年又到了，New Year，
New Year's
很快就到
coming
了，
soon.
又增加1岁了。
I will get 1 year older.
人生有几个年可以过？
How many years do we have
房子
in a
越来越
lifetime?
旧啊，
And the house is getting older
全
and
身的
older.
这个病都会来啊，越老就老跟
As
病脱不了
you
关系啊。
get older, you would
就是
have
病啊
more
这个房
ailments.
子你要它干什么？出
That's
去了，找一个新的房子，
related. So if
最
you
少你可以
leave,
找到一个新的
then
房
you
子，
can find a new house.
或者你出去了
Or if you
就跟
leave,
本尊走了，
you follow your yidam,
不用回来了。
you don't need to come back.
或者你自化本尊，你自己
Or
就
you
变成本尊
transform
了，
into the yidam
寄
yourself.
生成佛啊，
Then you attain Buddhahood in this
这是好
lifetime.
事。
Those are all good
回
things.
来就坏事啊，
It's bad to come back.
所以谢谢你啊，
So
你出不了
thank
定，
you.
我还要恭喜你，
If you cannot exit from meditation, I want to congratulate
成
you.
就了，我还要
That
跟你
means
学
you
习。
have attainments. I have to learn from you.
能够入很深的禅定，恭喜你啊！
That you can enter into very deep meditation. Congratulations, Lian Hua Rui.
马来西亚莲花丽红问的，
From Malaysia, Lian Hua Li Hong.
在藏密修曼
Grand
达
Master,
有
in
37
Tibetan
个
Tantrayana
观想
Mandala
回
offering,
向证
there are 37 offering visualizations which symbolize the
37共为
37
西弥山
enlightenment supporting
四大
qualities.
洲
And they are Mount Meru,
东胜神
the
州
four continents,
西
east
牛
continent
贺州
of
南
Purvavideva,
半部洲
south continent of Jambudipa,
还有八
west
小洲
continent of Aparagodaniya, and north continent of Uttarakuru.
佛州
The 8
妙
subcontinents,
佛州
Devha
行
and
州及圣道
Videha,
神州
Chamara
生
and
不
Apara
业州
Chamara,
及诸
Shatta
生
and
不业
Uttara
州
Mantrina,
这八小洲啊
Kurava and
跟四大洲
Kaurava.
八小洲
So 4 continents and the 8
的七宝
subcontinents. And the 7 treasures of the king of turning the wheel.
摩尼宝珠
The wheel treasure, money jewel, female treasure,
象宝
chancellor treasure,
将军
elephant
宝
treasure,
宝藏
horse
宝
treasure,
八天女
general
悉尼
treasure,
曼
and
尼
hidden
歌
treasure
普
vase.
尼花尼
The
香
8
尼
celestial
灯
goddesses,
图香尼
the goddesses that are playful, beautiful, singing, dancing,
尊圣
with flowers, fragrant, carrying lamps and
真
incense,
圣传
and
宝山
others such as the
如意树
sun,
如
moon,
意宝
parasol,
随意
Vijaya
宝尼
banner, treasure
自然宝
mountain, wish fulfilling tree, wish fulfilling
请
jewel,
师
wish
尊开
fulfilling
示
cow,
在真活密法要
and
怎么样子观想
natural paddy
37
or rice plants. My question is, how should we visualize these 37 offerings in Tantrayana?
在真活密法要怎么样观想37供？
In the True Buddha Tantric
告诉你，
Dharma, how do we
这
visualize these
37
37 offerings?
其中的四大洲
Let me tell you,
八小
of
洲，
these 37 offerings, the 4 continents and the 8 subcontinents,
你就观想很简单的啦。
very simple.
中间西弥山，
At the center, Mount Sumeru.
中间是西弥山，
Mount Meru at the center. The shape is like this. The shape is like
这
this.
个形状是什么形状啊？
What kind of
铁
shape
轨
is
切
this?
开来的形状。
It's the shape of a railroad track.
古代的
The
古代的佛经里面所写的西弥山是地球的中
the
心。
diameter. Mount Meru, according to the ancient
铁轨
teaching,
切开来
is
上面大，
Mount Sumeru is the center.
下面又大，好像
So
铁轨一样
wide at the top and wide at the bottom, and then narrowed at the center. You know, the railroad track is like that. It's flat on top. So that's how you visualize Mount Sumeru. And what are the 4 continents? You go to the East continent. You will see the mountain of flowers and fruits of the Monkey King, according to the journey to the west. The Monkey King Sun Wukong lives in the East continent of Purva Vidya, and the South continent of Jambudvipa. The Earth is part of the South continent, and the West continent of the Aparagodaniya. What is it? You go there and you would know. And what is the North continent of Uttarakudu? You would know when you go there. The same with the 8 continents. It's written in the Buddhist Sutra. And the 7 treasures of the king of the turning the wheel. Treasure of wheel. The Mani jewel treasure. It's like a crystal ball. A treasure of female, which is like all the concubines in the harem. And the treasure of chancellors, which is all the chancellors and ministers and generals. A treasure of elephant, the elephant that's ridden by the kings. The treasure of horse. The horse is ridden by the generals. Treasure of the generals. And the hidden treasure vase. And the 8 celestial goddesses. A playful goddess. Beautiful. Putting on their dressing up goddess, singing goddess, dancing goddess, flower goddess. What is a flower goddess? Can't you visualize it? There's a singer who sang the song Lady Flower, Anita Mui. When she sang the song Lady Flower, wearing flowers everywhere, that's flower goddess. Fragrant goddess. Lamb goddess or incense goddess. Goddesses who are carrying incense lamps and ointment. So, are they easy to visualize? All kinds of goddesses. And you can visualize the sun, the moon, the parasol. Parasol of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The Vijaya banner, those are the banners with many colors. There are banners up there too, right? Treasure Mountain. What is Treasure Mountain? Mountains of precious jewels. What is the wish-fulfilling tree? Then it would grow whatever you wish for. To grow food. Or you just say the kind of clothes that you want to wear and the tree would grow that clothes. Food, drink, for transportation, your abode, anything can be produced by the tree. The same with wish-fulfilling jewel or the cow.
一种如意
treasure
的
cow,
随意
with
宝
fulfilling
这个牛可以做什么？
treasure
当然
cow.
做很多的事情，
And the cows can do a lot of
全部
things.
是吐蕃的宝。
These are all treasures of
什么
Tibet.
叫吐蕃啊？就是西藏，
Tibet,
藏人
in the old
意
time
念里
called
面最珍
Tupo
贵的
in
东西。
Chinese. The most
现在
precious
有些
items
已经
for
不是了。
Tibetans in
这
the
里很
past,
简单的，我讲一
but
个
nowadays may not be so anymore.
马宝，
For example, the horse treasure.
就是马
Those are horses.
供养这个马宝啊。
You make an offering of a horse as a treasure.
对，大象宝什么宝都在那里呀、
An elephant as a treasure.
那这
They're
样
all
去
there.
马来西亚莲花丽红，来到西雅图雷看到这些宝，这些
So
宝
we'll
挂
just
在墙上
invite Lianhua Li Hong from Malaysia to come to the Seattle Lichang Temple and see the painting on the wall of the Seattle Lichang Temple.
当然有很多是不符合现代的。
Of course, there are many
现
of
在
them
什么叫
that
做马宝啊？
don't comply with the
告诉
modern
你
world. What is the
劳斯莱斯
horse treasure nowadays? It's Rolls Royce.
啊，这个劳斯莱斯就是马宝，
So the Rolls Royce is the horse treasure,
法拉利、
and
兰
Ferrari
博基尼、
and Lamborghini,
法拉利、Porsche
Porsche.
啊 Porsche， 这个都是马宝啊。
Those are all the horse
什么
treasure.
是象宝？现在还有人骑
And
象
what
吗？
is the elephant treasure?
Because we-
Anybody riding on
象
elephant
宝应该
nowadays?
是什么啊？
What is it now?
那时候国王是骑着象，国王骑
In
着
the
象。
past, the king would ride on an elephant. What would the king ride on nowadays?
哦，国王现在是坐着空军一号，空军一号
Air Force One.
这总统座机啊，总统座机还有
Oh,
总统
that's
车，总统
or
车
the
这个是属于象
presidential limo.
同的啦。
So they're different now.
所以37道品要怎么样子观想，怎么样子象征？
So how do you visualize the 37 offerings
当然啦、
and all the
以
ladies?
前大日如来4个供养女，大家
In
知
the
道
past, the 4 offering
啊，
ladies of Vairocana. Do you know who they are?
金刚歌、
Vajra
金
singer,
刚嬉戏、
Vajra dancer, Vajra play, Vajra beautician.
这
Beautician.
样子也可以观想的。
You
可以
can
观想
visualize them.
如果藏密修曼达供养是这样子修的，
Tibetan mandala
现
offering
代的用现代来取代，
is like that, and
用
now
现代的
we
用现代来
use
取代。
modern
什么
things
是七宝
to
呢？
replace them.
我们知道了
What are the 7
大家
treasures?
都会念嘛，什么车机呀、琥珀啊、
We all know the 7 precious
珍珠
jewels:
啊、玛瑙啊、
corals,
啊
amber,
这
pearls,
个白银啊，
agate, gold,
我
silver,
刚刚讲过了，钻石啊、
diamonds.
啊，对不对？就七宝了吗？
Those are the 7 treasures nowadays.
这个其实都是可以观想出来的。
So you
刚刚
can
讲的
visualize
是可以
them
观
all.
想出来的。我们这边呢、其实那时候师父教我的，他们当初的时候教的时候没有教那么麻烦。
When my guru taught me,
顺时钟转几下，
it wasn't very
顺时钟转几
complicated.
下还有这
Turning
个
how many times to the right, and counterclockwise how many times, and each of the plate. Things will fall off if you do that. My guru taught me the most important thing is 5 offerings: flowers, incense, lamb, tea, and fruits. 5 offerings. 8 offerings, you add the conch, and ointment, incense, and the bathing water. Those are 8 offerings. So true Buddha school will only use 5 offerings and 8 offerings. Those are enough. We don't need to visualize so much that you can't even handle them in your brain. And how to turn these offerings, how to visualize, where.
那个所谓曼陀罗盘，全部要观想在曼陀罗盘里面。
So you have to visualize them all inside the mandala plates.
你这个中央那个法轮啊，中央那个轮，那个是
The Dharma wheel at the center. What's that? Please show it to me.
这里面呢，就有这个如意轮。
So here, there's the wish fulfilling wheel, the Dharma chakra, and there are offering items around it, carved into it. I would treat this as Mount Meru. Visualize it to be Mount Meru.
那么最上面的就是供养上品的，中间的供养中品的。
So the one at the top to offer to the high qualities and middling qualities, and lower is the lower quality, and at the bottom is to the 4 continents and 8 subcontinents. But my guru did not teach me that much. We just use the 5 offerings and 8 offerings. Those are enough for us. And then you can simplify your offerings. Like the East Continent of Purva Vidya. So it's like the continent of the gods. And South Continent of Jambudvipa, or the West Continent of Aparagodaniya, because that's like the continent of the cows, because the cows were very precious then. And the North Continent of Uttarakuru. Anyone knows what that is? And Jambudvipa, the South Continent, is where the human beings live. The North Continent was also decided by heavenly beings.
那么你要这样子观想的话，生活密法里面当初的时候，师父教的5供。
In Tubada Tantric Dharma, as my guru taught me, 5 offerings with 5 kinds of offerings and 8 offerings. We all know this. And also those around Vairocana Buddha, the 4 offerings. We all know those. And 37 offerings, if you want to offer them and visualize them. In the future, why don't you come to Tantric Buddha, Tantric Quarter? I can teach you all. I know.
象宝
It's not that I don't know
都
them.
会啊，只是加一个宝
Horse
字而已
treasure,
大
elephant
象
treasure.
观想大象
We just add the word treasure. Actually, it's horse, elephant,
观想将军啊，就
generals,
是武将啊，大臣啊，
the
是文
fighting
将
generals,
是
and the ministers or chancellors.
文将，不是文将啊，就是那个文官啊，大臣宝就是文官，将军宝就是武将啊。
So one is the scholarly ministers and one is the military generals.
已经50分到了。
It's already 50 minutes. We haven't even
这个问
finished.
题哦，不是讲一个晚上哦，我告诉你，讲一天也讲不完。
Just to answer your question,
马
not
来
just
西亚
one
莲
night,
花
probably one
欢迎你
day.
过来，
I
我
welcome
一
you
一
come.
哦给你
I
敲
will
死
explain.
我都会讲，这个我都会讲，我知道了，因为我也看过。香港莲花安银
I have seen it. I have seen them and I know.
为何
To
每
answer.
次修法
Question from Hong Kong, Lian Hoa An. Why every time I do a Dhamma practice, when I chant the 100 syllable mantra, my body would feel
九十
hot
尊为我解答？
and even sweat?
这个好。
Please answer.
念
This is good.
百日明咒的时候，身体都会有发热的感觉。
When you chant the 100 syllable mantra, you would feel
身体一共
warm
有10处，
in your body. That
10
means
种感觉。
the sensation of
这其
warmth.
中一种就是
There are
热处，
10 of them, and one
身
of
体
them
发热
is
热处。
warmth.
我告诉你，水
So
还
when
有
you
水会
feel
热处。
hot, that means it's the warm sensation.
更年期的时候，女生会热处，
And when else
身
would
体
it
会
happen?
发热。
Is when women are experiencing menopause, they would have hot flashes, right, Simu?
那个身体的接受之一啊，你念百日明咒，你身体就会有热的感觉，那就是热处。你
So when you chant 100 syllable mantra and you feel warmth, that means it's a warm sensation.
佛教的词
If you
汇，
check the Buddhist dictionary,
查一下10处
you can check the
10
10
种感觉，
sensations,
这10种
10
感觉
bodily sensations,
10处当中有一
and
种
one
处
of
叫
them
做热处，
is the sensation of warmth or heat.
你是属于热处。
So this is a warm
每次
sensation
修
that
法
you're
念百日
experiencing
明咒的时候，
every
身体
time
就有
when
发热
you
感觉。
do a Dhamma
还会出汗。
practice. When you chant the 100 syllable
这就是
mantra,
热
you
处。
would feel warmth and sweat.
啊，有人会身体会冷，就是
Some
冷
people
处
would feel
有
cold.
人身体会
That's
感
cold
觉
sensation.
滑
And some people will feel slippery. That's a slippery sensation.
在修法的时候，
Some
皮肤
people,
会
when
痒，
they do
这个
Dhamma
蚂蚁到
practice,
处走，皮
they
肤会痒
feel
但是痒
itch
处
like the ants crawling all over. That's
各种
the
感觉不一
itch
样。
sensation. They're
是
all
修
different
法
kinds of
或者念
sensations.
咒的时候的感觉，有10处
The
的现象。
sensations that you experience when you
查得到吗？
practice or chant mantra. Did you check?
他写8处，啊，少2个，气
They
死
said
我了。
8
我写
sensation
的哦，他这里也有16处，
and 16
我写的
sensation.
是10处。
But what I
手
learned
会
was
动
10.
身体会动，会摇来摇去，身体
And
动
the。body can
修法的
move,
时候，那个是动
can
处、
shake,
痒处，蚂蚁爬来爬去，
itch,
冷处，
like
身体会
ants
冷，
crawling,
软处
cold,
就是身体发热，
or warmth,
轻处感觉到身体很
light
轻，重处
or
像山
heavy,
一样重，
as
滑
heavy as
处
the
我刚刚
mountain,
讲过了，
the
皮肤
slippery
会滑，涩处
skin,
皮肤会感觉到涩涩，
or
这是涩处。 8处
course.
少了2种， 我忘掉哪2种。这里又有
They
16处，
miss 2.
动处、痒处、凉处、软处、轻处、重处、涩处、滑处。
Or rough.
这个调
And
处，
there's 16
什么是调处？
sensations.
还有1处，还有
What is
浮处，浮起来，身体浮起来。
floating,
沉处，沉下去。坚处
sinking,
就是非常的坚硬。软处，身体
solid,
发软。这是16处。
and weak. Those are 16 sensations.
佛处，感觉身体变成佛菩萨。佛处，
You feel like your body becomes Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. It's the Buddha sensation. Did you create that one?
意念成为本尊啊嘛。
That your mind has become the Yidam.
意念成为本尊嘛。所以香港的莲花庵，这个
So,
念着云，莲花
and
庵云。
in from Hong
你
Kong,
问的念百日明咒时，身体都会有发热感
you
觉。
asked that when you chant 100 Silver Mantra, you feel warmth or hot in your
对不
body.
对？
That's warm sensation. Right?
讲一个笑话吧。
Let me share a
小美
joke.
洗澡的时候，
When Xiaomei was taking shower, the
她
doorbell
对
rang.
对讲机讲，
So
我
she
不方便
said
开门，
on the microphone,
请半个小时之后再
"Oh,
来。
I cannot open the door. Can you return in half an
小
hour?"
姐，拜托，
And
我只
the
是个
guy
瞎
replied,
子的
"Oh,
送货
please,
员
I'm just a
进来
blind
把东西
delivery
放
man,
下我就会走。
and I just want to drop this
小美
off."
心想，是
And
瞎子
Xiaomei
的话
thought, "Oh, he's blind, so it should be okay."
因为小美刚好在洗澡。
Because Xiaomei was
如
taking
果
shower.
对方送货员是瞎子，大概东西放下就会走。
So
然后是
if it's a blind delivery man, should be
他
okay.
开门以后呢，
But
他
so
送货员
she
进
opened the door,
就很
and
尴
the
尬
delivery man was
对
really
着
embarrassed,
丝不挂的小美
looking
讲
at a totally naked
小姐，
Xiaomei, and said,
请问你的
"Xiaomei,
瞎子
miss,
要放在哪里？
where would you
这样
want to
送瞎子？
put your shrimps?" So shrimp and blind sounds the same in Chinese. It's play of words in Chinese.
这是一个笑话。这个叫做眼处，
That's a joke. Those
什么
are
叫
the
眼处？
sensation
眼睛
of the
看
eyes.
不是眼处吗？这也是一种触觉。
That's
还有耳
also a
触，
kind of
你听到
sensation. The hearing
是听
sensation
觉呀、还有嗅触，
or the
嗅
smell
到
sensation.
应该有很多种的。
There should be
触
many
觉是有
kinds,
很多种。
many kinds of sensations.
我们学佛也不用拘泥，无拘无束。
As a Buddhist practitioners, we
太
should
多的
not
这个
be
好像是说
uh,
拿古像那个
too tied up.
密教里面的
We shouldn't be
37
too uptight.
我们知道37诸道品，37诸道品已经
We
非常
know
好
the
非常
37
好
qualities
37供
to support and
实
light
在是
the
太多了
path.
你
That's
观想
already very
37
good.
供观想到
But
来
37
全部
offerings
进
is
入
too
曼达
much.
盘
and to make them inside the mandala plate. And you visualize one by one. They are very difficult to visualize. And you have to visualize all the concubines in the harem. All the ladies in the harem have to be visualized. That's going to take a long time. Sometimes when Grandmaster wants to visualize Golden Mother, and Golden Mother doesn't let me visualize. So, when you visualize those 37 offerings, wouldn't you have other thoughts coming in? Then you have to restart your visualization. And you want to visualize a cow, the cow treasure. That's a play of Chinese words. You want to visualize a cow. You have to visualize the legs and the cow's nose, the eyes, the ears of the cow, the body, and the forelegs and the tail, and also the balls. And just one cow, you have to visualize so long, and sometimes you can't even visualize the cow, the look of a cow. And wouldn't you have other thought at all arising? Why are you so attached? Why are you such a stickler to those 37 offerings? Even the 5 offerings are already hard to visualize, and the 8 offerings too. When I chant Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, sometimes I have a thought coming in and I would have to restart from the beginning. It is really not easy to visualize, because visualization is to teach you that your mind is totally on the offerings. It cannot move to other things. They are right on the offerings. Even just the precious jewels, precious pearls, agate, coral, diamonds, agate. Only the 7 precious jewels are difficult to visualize. So don't be such a stickler for formalities. Why didn't you? Nobody noted here. Is this where we should start today? The guiding path of the channel seats. Where are we today? No dates here. But it didn't write it anywhere. The spiritual experiences of increasing the light drops. What is the increase of the light drops? Which is the water inside the body, and the water is the light drops. All the secretion inside the body are considered light drops. and the sensation or the spiritual experiences when these light drops increase. Because as we age, the light drops would decrease, Grandmaster have said. And when you're young, the light drops will continue to increase until you're in your 20s or close to 30, and then they start to decrease. The light drops start to decrease after 30. The verse in quote, by the fine channels, etc., subdivide the light drops and bright stars. End quote. By opening up the 72,000 fine channels and increasing the fine light drops in the sighting and dream spiritual experiences, one will see the stars of the 3,000 worlds. And in the bodily spiritual experience, one will radiate sparkling stars from one's skin pores, etc. These are the spiritual experiences of all kinds of natural phenomena. As for the other two kinds of spiritual experiences have also been implicated. This is considered as the worldly path, and the rest of the nectar guiding path will be known as the out of worldly path. Anybody can explain this excerpt? Masters, can you explain? Anybody can explain? I'm looking at you and nobody dares to look at me. Because when I'm checking on the masters, if they look at me, I would call upon them. So that's why they all look down. We say that in human body, there are 72,000 fine channels. According to Lamdre and all the sutras, they talk about 72,000 fine channels and increase the fine light drops. If the secretion increases, that will increase the fine light drops. If the water increases, in your spiritual experiences, both when you close your eyes or open your eyes, you would be able to see the stars sparkling white lights, sparkling stars. Whether you see them in the dream or see them with your eyes closed, or you see them with your eyes open, or you feel it with your body, or your skin pores open, and there would be sparkling starlights. This shows that your bodily experience, or what you see in the dream, or in the sighting with your eyes open or closed. We often say, what are the lights of the light drops? When we close our eyes, and we should be able to see the lights, drops of lights of the light drops. Let me tell you, Grandmasters,
有时候
sensation.
晚上你
Sometimes
定当中
at
会
night
产生
in your meditation,
白色的一圈一圈的光芒。
there would be circles of white light appearing.
如果是很大的白色的光，
If they're huge,
波叶明点波叶的光，我称
they
为
are called the
波叶明点
prajna
的光。
light drop light.
如果你看到是很细的光
But
芒，
if the lights are very
有时候我
fine,
看到
rays of
是很
light
细
are
的
very
一点点的光
fine.
芒，
This is sometimes what I see.
变成一种
Very fine rays of light, and it is circular,
慢慢的得看中间，
and gradually you look at the
中间有时
center.
候会出现活菩萨本尊，都会出现。
Sometimes the Buddha or Bodhisattva or Yidam will appear at the center.
所以我常常讲，
Therefore, I
你看
often
到
say,
明点光，
when you see the light of the light drops,
再看到波叶光，
and then you see the prajna light,
再来呢，
and
看到
then
金叫做金刚链，我们称
you
为金刚
see
链
what we call the
波
Vajra
叶光以
chain,
后，波叶光串起来，
which
就
is
像
the
金刚链
prajna lights chained together. That's called Vajra chain.
然后最后你看到把
And
明
then
点的光
lastly,
全部看出来，
When you see all the lights of the
前
light
面就变
drops,
成金刚幕，变成一个荧幕，
then it would become like a
荧幕里
screen,
面
like a
出现
monitor,
本尊，
and the Yidam, the Buddha, will appear on the screen. Then you are able to see
我
Buddhas.
讲过了啊，这个
I've
是
said this before.
所以你在景象跟梦觉受中，有看
So
到
in the
三界
sighting
世界的星星，
experience and in the
也
dream,
就是明点
you
光
see the stars of the 3,000
身体的
volts,
感
and
觉
they
上有
are
所有
the
的
lights
毛
of the
细
light
孔中
drops.
有放射星星的
And
光
in the
芒
bodily spiritual
所有的
experience, the
毛
whole
细孔里
skin
面
pores
都放射
will
星
radiate
星的光芒
sparkling stars, the light
此
of
等
sparkling
一为
stars.
现起种种性相之结受，也就是刚才我讲过的，
These are the spiritual experiences of
你
all
可以看
kinds
到
of
本
natural
尊，
phenomena.
看
Like
到
I
半
just
身，
said,
有
you
时
would
候
be
看
able
到
to see Yidam
眼睛，
in half
看到一个
body,
眼睛，
or you sometimes you're able to see an eye, one eye,
甚至于
the
你看到
Buddha's eye, or you're able to see the
菩
top
萨的顶级，
knot of the Buddhas or
佛眼，
Bodhisattvas,
看
or
到
you're
菩
able to
萨
see
的
a
身体，
Buddha's eye,
看到
or
他
the
的半身，
face,
看到他的
half
全身，
body, or the whole
这是
body.
种种性相之结受。
Those are the spiritual experiences of
其他
all
两种结
kinds
受，一
of
边
natural
皆暗示，
phenomena and
以其
appearance.
看世间之道，其以甘露道引道，以出世间道了之。
As for the other two
到了
kinds of
出
spiritual
世间道
experiences
的
have
时
also
候，
been implicated.
你就
This is
可以
considered the
完全
worldly
清楚
path,
明白这种
and the rest will be known as out of
那么
worldly
这种
path.
景
So
象是
once you reach the out of worldly path, you would be completely
你们看过的
clear
几种
and comprehend all
眼
of
睛闭
this
起来，
phenomena.
看到点点的白光，看过
Please raise your hand if you have seen drops of white lights when you close your eyes. There should be people that have seen
看
them.
过，有看过。你有看到活菩萨吗？
Have you seen Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? No.
那天我看到三尊一起来，
The other day I saw 3 deities came together.
我看到三尊，
I saw 3 deities.
在第二次再显现一
The
次，
first time one deity appeared, the second time another deity, and the third time
在我
another
打坐
deity.
晚上打坐，
I saw 3 deities when I was meditating at night.
我的触觉也是很灵敏，
and my sensation was also very clear, vivid. Yesterday I got the news that Master Yang Zongci from Malaysia had passed away. Last night I performed Bardu deliverance for him. I sat on my sofa, and that's usually my seat. Before do the Dharma practice, I sat on the sofa. I brushed my teeth first and washed my face. And in cleaning my teeth, I would first use the water pick, using the water to flush, and then I use the pointed brush in between the teeth, and then I use floss. So there are 4 steps. One is the water pick, water flushing, and then the pointed brush, and third floss, and fourth is using the electric toothbrush. That's how I clean my teeth. When I was using my floss, my sofa moved by itself. It moved like this. I was seated on the sofa, on the sofa chair, and it moved like that. Of course, it's not that bad. Of course, not that much. But it kept moving. I sat very tightly. That's supernatural sign. And then I said, "Hey, Master Yang, didn't you see that I'm cleaning my teeth? I'm still flossing my teeth. Don't be in such a rush. Just wait a little bit and I will barter deliver you." Anyone had such experience before? Any one of you? I barter delivered Master Yang last night. He came. I just glanced at him and I continued flossing my teeth. I ignored him. And he moved my whole sofa. Shake it up and down. And I told him, "Wait, Master Yang, I will do it soon." So what kind of spiritual experience is that? It's supernatural experience. He's a little bit in a rush. "Please don't shake my sofa," I told him. "Just wait a little bit. Don't be in such a rush. I will bardo deliver you for sure." So last night I did bardo deliver him. So before the bardo deliverance, he did that something supernatural to let me know. And I told him, "Master Yang, don't worry, I will bardo deliver you for sure." And I transform myself to become my Yidam Amitabha Buddha. And the Amitabha Buddha at my home formed this mudra. The other, every Amitabha at your home is different. So the other hand is wish granting mudra, and there would be a Dharma ship, and the Dharma ship would slide down, and Master Yang would get onto the ship, and many other Bardo spirits would climb on the ship, and the ship would float to the sky and right to the Sukhavati, the western realm of utmost bliss. So I use the great majestic power of Golden Mother to invite them, to attract them, and Bardo deliver them. And I use the 10 powers of Amitabha Tathagata. Tathagata has 10 different powers to get them onto the Buddha lands. So Master Yang was luckier than I am. I had to Bardo deliver him. He came to find me, and I had to Bardo deliver him. But when I leave, who would Bardo deliver me? No need. I'm not so lucky. Nobody Bardo deliver me. I would become a solitary and wandering ghost. So those are called mysterious or supernatural experience. Actually, we are able to see Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and they come naturally. I don't visualize them. There is no need to visualize. Naturally, there would be rotating light drop lights, and then gradually they become the Vajra screen, to become Vajra chain, which becomes Vajra screen, and at the center of the Vajra screen, the Yidam will appear. That's how they appears. That's how they appear. Until you practice to reach that state, as soon as you close your eyes, then you would be able to see the drops of starlights, which are the lights of light drops. And then when you chain the light drops light, that becomes the Vajra chain. And when they are being weaved tighter, that would become Vajra screen. And then the appearance of the Vajra screen, or what's on the Vajra screen, depends on your thought. So, in the 37 offerings of the 37 qualities of the path, you would be able to see, like what we just explained earlier, you would be able to see on the secret, on the Vajra screen. Like if you focus on your mind, you would be able to see the North Continent. So you use the Vajra chain, light drops light, Vajra chain, Vajra screen. And then if your mind is thinking of the North Continent, the North Continent will appear. If you think of the treasures would appear. Or the goddesses, the playful, beautiful, singing, dancing, they all will appear right in front of your eyes. So you come and ask me, and I will explain. This is a politics joke. Joke on politics. Can Trump made the phone call to the
我得到
presidency
这
and
个
asked,
冠状病毒，你不可以救我？
I got coronavirus, could you help me?
你可以
And
饮消
the
毒
sea
水
replied,
一天3次。
why don't you take the Clorox once a day, 3 times a day? 老婆跟老公讲， The
人家
wife
都
told
说
the husband
公婆是上辈子相欠债，这辈子来还的。
that husband and wife are owing each other from past lives, so you come, so you get together for paying it. And the husband said, yeah, every month I have to give you all my salary. I am thinking, how long would this last? And the wife replied, come on, every time I got on bed, I suspect myself, how much money did I cheat from you for having fun that now I have to sleep with you?
这个也是笑话。
For how long? That's a joke.
这个先生对太太讲，
The husband
我
told the
真的受
wife,
够了，
I've
我
had
只是
enough.
去停个车也可以吵架。
I just want to park my car and we got into a fight.
先下车，
I just asked you to
先
get
回家
off the
去不
car
用等我，
and
我
just
去
go
找
home
位置
first.
停。
I will find a
太太一直问我
spot to park.
位置
And
停是谁？
And instead the wife kept pressuring me. Who is this spot to
儿子
park?
的子，
I mean, in
亭亭玉立的
Chinese,
位置停是谁？
it sounds like
我一
maybe
天
a
到晚
woman's
跑他问
name.
位置停
Who
是
is this spot to park?
太太对先生讲，
The
我已
wife
经
told
去
the
补习
husband,
班报名了，
I'm
以后你
taking
就
a
不敢
class
再说
and
我
registered
做饭
myself
难
for
吃。
class, so you will not
先生
dare
回
to
答
say that my cooking is
你学
horrible.
的是
And the husband said,
先
oh,
生反问，你学的是中餐
are
还是西
you
餐？
learning
太太回
Chinese
答
food or
我
Western
报
food?
名的是空手道。
And the wife replied, no, Taekwondo.
好啦，谢谢大家，Om Mani Padme Hum。
Thank you, everybody. Om
非
Mani
常感
Padme
谢
Hum.
法王圣尊。